Okay. So, it blows my mind how racist Disney is. And I hope this gets to Disneyland Tokyo. In France. Sorry. My eye hurts. Whew, it's been a long day. I'm gonna explain some things about Asian, Indian, Hindi noses and Native American noses. But I want to start off with that, again, my family was forced to be on a reality show. We had to lose all our native identity, all our ethnic identity to fit what these directors wanted. And the directors were racist. And back then, some of the directors, a lot of people have matured since then. But back then, the men directing my show looked a lot like this. And some of them still act like this, some don't. They basically carry on lenses the size of zucchini, you know. I don't know this guy very well. I'm sure he didn't work with me. But I'm just saying that when my idea was spawned to take my native family and put us on a reality show, make us pose as white people, it was cocky guys like this idea. Yeah. And then, of course, there were people that, you know, poor Bill got called up in it. People that snuggled with their computers. I may be snuggling with mine as well. Don't worry. And Steve also snuggles with his computer. But a lot of those people have grown up. They've grown up since then. But some of these guys haven't. Or the writers on my show. Which is sad. I don't know Russell personally. I did really like the Highlander movie. I thought it was pretty epic. I thought it was amazing. The music was really killer. So congrats on a fun thing. But being in the 90s, and sadly, someone showed me Wayne's World, which was really bad because it had a lot of adult things in it that I didn't understand, but I knew that saying them made people laugh. I wasn't allowed to watch SNL, so I didn't know what SNL was, but I knew if I said the things that were on Wayne's World, it made people laugh, but I didn't know what they meant, which got me in a lot of trouble. And some of them were slightly racist jokes. But they did this really nice thing for me, is they cast me as this beautiful, gorgeous, hot bassist. She's just gorgeous, and that's such a compliment. And they speak Cantonese and Chinese, and there's this it was all about my life. It had Hawaii, it had all these places that were about my life that I didn't understand at the time. So they go backstage and they meet Alice Cooper, who has always been very kind to me. I'm not really sure why Alice Cooper's been so kind to me, but he has been. Maybe because he believes in God and also was a rock star. But there's this very serious moment where they're in Milwaukee and they break into this Plains Indian speech about the Algonquin Indians. And I have a hard time saying Algonquin Indians. But there is a thing that's very specific to Algonquin Indians. It is the Algonquin nose. And it is a nose that curls almost like a Hindi nose. It curls and goes down. Sitting Bull had it. Tons of famous tribal natives had it. It's a nose that's fairly flat and curls down. And I didn't know, I knew I was Native American, but I didn't know how much, you know. But this is what Wayne's World, you know, just dropped into my lap. But it's a very famous nose shape. And for the longest time, I wasn't sure where I got that. You know, there's a lot of people I saw that had that nose shape, like King Charles. Not quite as round and down as natives and Hindis. But I was like, maybe it's from England, because all my parents could say is we're from England. They weren't allowed to tell us our native heritage and stories. You know, I'd seen all these white people with the nose, but it's also a big Hindi nose. And then of course a family member had it that I'm related to. Who's part native as well. So this is how racist Disney's been. Luckily, they haven't gone after the algonquin nose or the Hindi nose, but my precious, wonderful father, who is Asian and Native American, they are going after his nose and calling Asians pigs. I love you, Dad. You're amazing. I miss you so much. So, they would, right now, Disney is saying, these people look like pigs. That's how terrible Disney is right now on my show. They're saying he would be a pig. It's so racist. A Japanese nose is a pig nose. A Filipino nose is a pig nose. So racist. Korean nose are pig noses. I'm sure it isn't Bill, and I'm sure it isn't Steve-O. And it's probably not, you know, old Russell. I know it's not him, but it's someone douchey. And I I'm heartbroken. Pretty. I worship my dad. It's been really hard to re-grieve losing him and knowing my native identity had to be hidden for white people to be happy. So, I don't, Native people, are very gorgeous and unique. And, I just want to tell you that, Disney's been very racist and hurtful. I like my nose. I like my ethnic features. I like my native face. I like my Asian eyes. And I'm very proud of it. And I'm proud of my people. So, I'm very proud of little girls that are Asian, that go see Mulan, that go see Moana, Afro-Native girls with Asian heritage, and of course Native girls. So, it's a very hateful, cruel thing that Disney's done. So, there's nothing funny about racism. Racists are funny because it's stupid, but the racism is painful. So, just keep, it made me climb stairs today and it hurt my knees. I'm not Jesus, no santo, no Jesus. America and the world should not be trained to think I'm Jesus. And the people that love me, truly love me, do not think of me as Jesus or money. They think of me as precious and their child. So I am gonna be here and I am going to keep doing what is right. And I do that with pride for who I am, and I'll do it with honor. It's my race to run and to do it for my people, and I'm excited to leave the show when I can. but I am proudly Native, and please do not blame them for being here or use them. It's my choice, and it's who I am. Thank you. Alto Recido. Stop racism. For all nationalities. And of course, Asians made Hispanics, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, Guatemalans, Bolivians, Peruvians, Chileans, and Hispanics. Bless you.